welcome back to another D&D movie time, and today we are continuing Alien April with Aliens.
Again.
No, the first one was Alien, this is Aliens. They added an S. So what do you remember from the last movie? They had an alien, they had a xenomorph on board.
Cat.
They got it off. And she burned it up in the rockets.
Cat.
Then her and the cat went into cryo for the return trip home. And it was supposed to take, I think she said like 18 months she should be picked up. So will this happen 18 months from now? Just a little side note. The game Alien Isolation actually takes place between the movie you've already seen and this one. So, just a little hint. Even though you don't remember it. But alright, we're going to go ahead and dive into Aliens.
Okay, you can't stop saying it like that. It's just saying it.
Sorry, just like the way Hippo did it on his live stream. He has like a little Aliens song of him doing that. Anyways, alright, we'll see you guys after the movie.
Bye.
Now you freely admit to detonating the engines of and thereby destroying an M-class star freighter.
We sat down there on company orders to get this thing, which destroyed my crew. A creature that gestates inside a living human host. You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study, not to bring back, but to wipe them out. That's the plan. Who's Snow White? She's supposed to be some kind of consultant. Apparently, she saw an alien.
What we fucking do? What exactly are we dealing with here?
Kane, who went into that ship, said he saw thousands of eggs there.
This can't be happening, man. This isn't happening.
So who's laying these eggs? Just one of those things managed to wipe out my entire crew in less than 24 hours. And if the colonists have found that ship, then there's no telling how many of them have been exposed. Look at me. Come on! Come on! Do something!
10 seconds, people, one shot! Multiple signals! They're closing! Thank you, Officer Ripley. That'll be all.
God damn it! That's not all! Because if one of those things gets down here, then this bullshit that you think is so important, you can just kiss all that goodbye! We better get back, because it'll be dark soon, and they mostly come at night. Mostly.
Alright, so we just finished.
Aliens.
What was this movie about, Cora?
So basically we get kind of that same title, so building up to some lights and stuff. Showing the title and all. Then credits play and all the usual stuff. Then basically we meet our main character from the last movie. Basically it's just telling us how many years it's been. How many years was she in?
57.
Yeah. Way more than what it appeared to be.
Yeah, I think at the end she said it 18 months.
Yeah, apparently she must have drifted away course or something.
And of course, nobody fully believes her story, even though there's a little bit of evidence in the computer to back up what she said. So what happens?
Basically, a family goes missing. Not entirely.
Well, they can't reach the colony.
Yeah, that. And basically, they ask Cole to be like a officer.
After they fired her.
For another team after they fired Cole. Which is even bigger than the last one, so...
But now it's a military team going in.
Uh-huh. So then, basically, a little bit through, they meet this girl named Newt.
Once they reach the planet, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, nothing really happens there except them discovering all the eggs.
And what did you think of Newt?
Good. I kind of felt bad for her.
Yeah.
In another way, she was just weird because how old does she look?
She's like 10.
Yeah. Like, for her, not even I behave like that. And I'm 10.
Anyways. So, what happens after they meet Newt? They see all the trackers for all the other civilians.
Uh-huh.
And where does that lead them?
Monsters?
A huge nest.
I don't think nothing really happens there except most...
Well, they get attacked.
Half of the crew dying.
Yeah, because they got attacked.
Yeah, I was getting to that. And then basically I'm just going to fast forward to the end because does anything really happen there?
Well,
Except for the death.
They're trying to get off the planet. They can't get off the planet. They take refuge in a medical science bay. And what happens at the medical science bay?
One of the characters decides to be the bad guy and like, I am going to get the alien, then I'm going to bring it home, and then I'm going to study it.
Yeah, he wants to make millions of dollars from weapons.
Yeah, basically like the last movie. Except this time, most of the crew doesn't. And there's still way more.
The reason why they all want to make money is because the xenomorphs are adaptive.
And
one xenomorph can become the queen and start the whole process. So even like that first one from the first movie, if it had been left on its own, it could have eventually evolved itself quickly to becoming the queen of a hive. And it would have been like the one in charge, and it would have started laying eggs, and it would have started the whole process. That's why they like the xenomorphs, because they're not only deadly, but they can quickly adapt to the situation needed. But anyways, so Burke betrays them and tries to use face huggers, right?
Yeah, and this time luckily it's not the robot on the team.
Yeah. Is there a robot on the team?
Yes, but luckily this one was good.
What'd you think of this robot?
Yeah, good.
So after they finally get out of the medical bay, what happens then? Do they all make it to the ship? Does anybody go missing?
Yeah, the kids, and then our main character tries to go save Newt.
And where does she end up finding herself when she saves Newt?
Another nest. Wasn't the same nest.
Well, the heart of the nest.
Yeah.
And who does she run into?
The queen.
And what'd you think of the queen?
Ugly, that's for sure.
Ooh, I want ugly mother. Who's uglier, the Queen or the Predator?
You barely even get to see the Predator. I mean, you can't call something ugly if you can't see it.
Well, I mean...
But yet again, you can't call it beautiful.
You got to see the Predator when it took off its mask for Arnold.
Yeah, but
that's when he says that line. You are one ugly mother. Yeah, I know I'm not finishing the line, but anyways. Alright, so does Ripley kill the Queen there?
Yes.
No.
No. She kills the eggs though. And then basically you get when she saves the kid, later when she let me explain it. She escapes after killing all the eggs and most likely being chased by the Queen, and then the ship comes because I don't know, one of them decided to leave battle, but then luckily it came back. But then the Queen snuck in the ship, and then there's somewhere, and then boom. You get this epic mother boss fight, the Queen versus the main character, and have a boss fight which has no music.
Mom fight.
No music, not whatsoever.
Well, I think they wanted you to feel like the emotion of the two characters.
You can still do that with music.
I mean, in a way, you could say both were right and both were wrong. Because Ripley did kind of instigate it a little bit. But the Queen was sort of going to betray Ripley. So, you really can't blame Ripley. But you also really can't blame the Queen either, because the Queen just lost a bunch of her children. All of her children, actually. The only eggs left now on that planet are probably in that old ship.
Wait. Yeah, because that's going to ask them, what about all the other alien movies? Is it just like another planet full of these?
No. Well, we don't know. I don't know all of the details. But anyways, so how does she end up beating the Queen?
Airlock.
Another airlock, huh?
If in the next movie, the final death of the final xenomorph we see in that movie is an airlock, that I'm officially going to call it the airlock final movie. Why? Every single time the last alien dies, it's an airlock.
Well, it's not going to be an airlock, I'll tell you that much.
Okay, but if the next one is an airlock, I'm going to call this airlock month.
Alright. But anyways, alright, that was Aliens.
Stop saying it like that.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll give our final thoughts and scores.
Bye.
For thousands of years, the world has been protected by the Guardian of Light, or as he is more commonly known, Santa Claus. Over the centuries, factors such as fear and prejudice, greed and jealousy, misunderstandings, betrayal and war have segregated most humans from the magical world of elves, fairies, wizards, and the like. This has resulted in many misconceptions and generalizations of the true nature of Santa and his world.
This 6-book series by Sean Connaughton begins as the current of a long series of Guardians is murdered by a group of monstrous enemies recently escaped from an enchanted South Pole prison. These creatures are loyal to the darkness, an evil force determined to exterminate the light in order to enslave all creatures of the world.
Shane Connor, an average young man, suddenly finds himself being trained as the new Guardian. As he adapts to his new life among fantastic creatures, he goes on an adventurous quest with a legendary wizard for the ultimate weapon to use against the darkness, and faces murderous enemies like Rasputin, Morgana Le Fay, Krampus, and many more.
Along with his best friend Joe Gomez, Shane encounters politics, history, mysterious murders, new loves, his own hidden past, and racial dynamics among the fantasy races that turn out to be all too real. Their adventures reveal the true nature of the world and challenge the current state of how all races interact.
This series expertly melds myths, legends, history, faiths, folklore, and secret societies into a fascinating, cohesive, comprehensive world of wonder and magic.
From Atlantis to Olympus, from Hades to the moon, and from broomstick races to Christmas deadlines, join the new Santa Claus on his amazing journey. But beware, will Shane's quest achieve his ultimate goal of destroying the darkness and preserving the light of the world? Or is he actually playing right into a plot by dark forces that will result in his, and our, ultimate doom?
So make your list and check it twice for the Guardian of Light book series. Download your audiobook or ebook today from Audible, Amazon, or iTunes.
In the shadows of the night, I stand alone. The chill of the north cuts deep to the bone. Every whisper of the wind brings a fleeting pain. A guardian once bold, now drowned in disdain. I fought with my demons, but they wear my skin. Lost in the darkness, where does hope begin? Oh, wake awake in this twisted fate, a shadow's reflection trapped in endless hate. Your screams are silent, lost within the frost. The guardian's light, forever lost. Poison heart beats heavy in this ravenous night. A family secret lurking, hidden from the light. The anger like a fire, it blazes without end. But I'm just a man, not the monster they pretend. On Christmas Eve, the world felt black, slipping into silence, no way to turn back. Awake, awake, in this twisted fate, a shadow's reflection, trapped in endless hate. Your screams are silent, lost within the frost. The guardian's light, forever lost. In the grip of the night, I fade away. The imposter reigns where I used to stay.
Alright, Cora, starting with you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give Aliens?
7 out of 10. It's pretty good. Only thing I have problems with it, barely the music.
Okay.
What? And Peter that entire scene was supposed to have music.
Did you realize that this movie was supposed to be more of an action than a horror?
Yeah.
Although I think you jumped more at this movie than the first one.
What do you mean?
I saw several times where you jumped. Especially with the... Well, okay, let me ask you this before I continue. Which version of the aliens are you the most scared of?
I know, it's just that there's only one type of alien. Xenomorph.
From what I've seen, the most times you jumped was whenever it involved a facehugger. I think those scare you the most.
What?
I think because they're small, they're fast, they're deadly. Well, not deadly, but...
Yeah, I mean, almost ain't.
If it does what it's going to do, you're dead. But...
What? Well, like you said, they jump scare, okay?
Yeah.
And plus, most of the time it's you.
Did you have a favorite character in this one?
Cat. Actually, no.
There's no cat. Oh, the cat's gone after like 5 minutes.
I don't care.
I thought you were going to say Newt.
Yeah, Newt.
Mostly. Or Ellen. Anything else you want to say? Do you have a favorite scene?
Yes.
What?
Kaboo!
When this whole thing blew up?
Yes.
This movie has a lot of lines. I don't know if any of it is memes, but I know a lot of people use clips from this movie. Especially like that one when Bill Paxton goes, "Game over, man! Game over!"
Yeah.
Anyways. Alright, moving on to my score on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd actually give this one a 9. I like this one probably the most. It's probably one of the best ones in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
We did watch the special edition, which added extra content. I think I've seen the original like once or twice. But, yeah. I honestly enjoyed almost every one of the characters. Ellen Ripley is definitely my favorite, being she's the returning character and the hero of the story. So
And probably in the next movie, our foreign main characters are probably going to be the next one. I hope.
well, I think you'll find out next April. Because we got one more movie we're going to watch this month.
Predator.
I don't know yet. I don't know if it's going to be Predator 2 or... I might just do Predator 2 to make it easy.
What?
And then,
It makes sense.
then we're going to have a long wait between Predators and... I think next April we'll do some other movies plus the next 2 Alien movies. And then the year after that, we can get to the Alien and Predator franchise bits. And then finish off swapping back and forth. I don't know. We'll see when the time comes. But alright, that is going to go ahead and wrap up this review. We will see you all in the next one.